London Heathrow Radio, iFly 354, taxiing to runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar, holding short runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Romeo Yankee Alpha November Super is taking off runway 9 right, departing south. London Heathrow Radio, November 910 Victor Victor is taking off runway 27 left, departing straight out. London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar, crossing runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, November 60113 is taking off runway 9 right, remaining in the pattern. London Heathrow Radio, November 910 Victor Victor is taking off runway 27 left, departing west. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is taking off runway 27 left, remaining in the pattern. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is taking off runway 27 left, departing straight out. London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar is taking off runway 9 right, remaining in the pattern. London Heathrow Radio, November 669 November Uniform is taking off runway 9 left, remaining in the pattern. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Romeo Yankee Alpha November Super is 1 nautical miles to the south at 800 feet, inbound for landing, will make right traffic for runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, Bravo 303 Delta, taxiing to runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, November 669 November Uniform, taxiing to runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Lufthansa 571 X-Ray November Heavy, taxiing to runway 9 right.
London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super, taxiing to runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, November 669 November Uniform is taking off runway 9 right, departing west. London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar, taxiing to runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Romeo Yankee Alpha November Super is on final, runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar is taking off runway 9 right, remaining in the pattern.
London Heathrow Radio, United 790 Heavy is 20 nautical miles to the southeast of 4,000 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight into runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Radio, 9 Mike Alpha Hotel, taxiing to runway 9 right.
London Heathrow Radio, United 790 Heavy is inbound, request traffic advisory.
London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar is taking off runway 9 right, departing straight out.
London Heathrow Radio, November 1
London Heathrow Radio, iFly 354 is taking off runway 27 left, remaining in the pattern. London Heathrow Radio is using runway 27 left, runway traffic. London Heathrow Radio, November 60113 is taking off runway 9 right, remaining in the pattern.
London Heathrow Radio, Lufthansa 571 X-Ray November Heavy, taxiing to runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar is taking off runway 9 right, departing straight out. London Heathrow Radio, November 669 November Uniform is taking off runway 9 right, departing west. London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Oscar is taking off runway 9 right, departing straight out. London Heathrow Radio is using runway 9 right traffic. London Heathrow Radio, Braswar 22 Foxtrot Romeo is taking off runway 9 left, departing straight out. London Heathrow Radio, General 37 Heavy, going around. London Heathrow Radio, November 862 Sierra Echo, taxiing to runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, United 790 Heavy is inbound. Request traffic advisory.
London Heathrow Radio is using runway 27 left traffic. London Heathrow Radio before Knoxville, going around.
London Heathrow Radio, United 790 Heavy is on final, runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Radio, November 308 Uniform Knoxville is 4 nautical miles to the west at 2,200 feet. Inbound for landing, always right traffic for runway 9 right.
London Heathrow Radio, 9 Mike Alpha Hotel, holding short runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, KLM 697, holding short runway 27 west.
London Heathrow Radio, United 790 Heavy is on final, runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Radio, November 141 Alpha November, passing to runway 9 right.
London Heathrow Radio, KLM 697, holding short runway 9 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Air Nippon 8184, passing to runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, November 399 Juliet Charlie is taking off runway 9 right, departing straight out. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is 20 nautical miles to the west at 2,200 feet, inbound for landing, runway straight in for runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, United 790 Heavy is on final, runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Radio, November 141 Alpha November, passing to runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is 17 nautical miles to the west at 2,000 feet. Inbound for landing, will make straight into runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, 9 Mike Alpha Hotel is taking off runway 9 right, remaining in the pattern. London Heathrow Radio, KLM 697 is clear of all runways.
London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is 10 nautical miles to the west at 2,100 feet. Inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Lufthansa 571 X-ray November Heavy, holding short runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Radio, November 141 Alpha November, holding short runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is 7 nautical miles to the west at 1,700 feet. Inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, All Nippon 8184 is taking off runway 9 right, departing north.
London Heathrow Radio, United 790 Heavy is clear of all runways.
London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is 6 nautical miles to the west at 1,200 feet. Inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Lufthansa 571 X-ray November Heavy is taking off runway 27 right, departing east.
London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is 3 nautical miles to the west at 500 feet. Inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Speedbird 182 is 11 nautical miles to the east at 3,000 feet. Inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Hotel Zulu Alpha Kilo 44 is 14 nautical miles to the east at 3,900 feet. Inbound for London, will make right traffic for runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, Speedbird 252, taxiing to runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, November 141 Alpha November is taking off runway 9 right, departing left. London Heathrow Radio, November 862 Sierra Echo, taxiing to runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, United 172 is 4 nautical miles to the northeast of 1000 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight into runway 27 right.
London Heathrow Radio, KLM 697 is 23 nautical miles to the southeast of 14,700 feet, inbound for touch and go, will make straight into runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Hotel Dean Alpha Kilo 44 on final, runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, speedbird 182 is on final, runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super is clear of all runways. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super, crossing runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, United 172 is 2 nautical miles to the east of 500 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight into runway 27 right. London Heathrow Radio, Hotel Dean Alpha Kilo 44 is 2 nautical miles to the south of 1,600 feet, inbound for London, will make right traffic for runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, Speedbird 252 is taking off runway 9 right, departing left. London Heathrow Radio, November 862 Sierra Echo, holding short runway 9 right.
London Heathrow Radio, speedbird 182 is clear of all runways.
London Heathrow Radio, Heathrow 923 is 4 nautical miles to the northeast of 900 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight into runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, November 575 November Echo, taxiing to runway 27 right. London Heathrow Radio, Hotel Dean Alpha Kilo 44 is 12 nautical miles to the southwest of 2,100 feet, inbound for London, will make left traffic for runway 9 right.
London Heathrow Radio, November 359 Golf Flight of 2 is taking off runway 9 right, departing east.
London Heathrow Radio, 9 Mike Alpha Hotel is inbound, request traffic advisory. London Heathrow Radio, KLM 697 is 53 nautical miles to the southeast of 15,000 feet, inbound for touch and go, will make left traffic for runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Euro 923 is 2 nautical miles to the east of 500 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight into runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, KLM 697 is 55 nautical miles to the southeast of 15,000 feet, inbound for touch and go, will make right traffic for runway 9 left.
London Heathrow Radio, 4 X-ray Delta Sierra Kilo Flight of 4, taxiing to runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, Euro 923, going around. London Heathrow Radio, November 458 Oscar Papa, taxiing to runway 27 left. London Heathrow Radio, November 862 Sierra Echo is taking off runway 9 right, departing east. London Heathrow Radio, November 436 Foxtrot Victor Heavy is taking off runway 27 left, departing north. London Heathrow Radio, November 458 Oscar Papa is taking off runway 27 left, departing west.
London Heathrow Radio, KLM 697 is 75 nautical miles to the southeast of 15,000 feet, inbound for touch and go, will make right traffic for runway 9 left. London Heathrow Radio, 9 Mike Alpha Hotel is inbound, request traffic advisory.
London Heathrow Radio, Hotel Zulu Alpha Kilo 44 is inbound, request traffic advisory. London Heathrow Radio, 4 X-rays Alpha Sierra Kilo Flight of 4 is taking off runway 27 left, departing straight out.
London Heathrow Radio, Hotel Boeing Alpha Kilo 44 is 10 nautical miles to the west of 2,600 feet, inbound for London, will make less traffic for runway 9 right.
London Heathrow Radio, November 862 Hotel November, taxiing to runway 9 right. London Heathrow Radio, Golf Sierra Echo Alpha Sierra Super, taxiing to runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, India Mike Bravo Bravo X-ray heavy is 16 nautical miles to the east at 3,100 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 27 left.
London Heathrow Radio, Emirates 718 flight. Amsterdam Schiphol traffic. iFly 354 is on left downwind. Runway 36 left. Amsterdam Schiphol traffic. iFly 354 is on left base. Amsterdam Schiphol traffic. iFly 354 is inbound. Request traffic advisory.
$2,500. $1,000.
Amsterdam Schiphol traffic. iFly 354 is clear of all runways. Amsterdam Schiphol traffic. iFly 354 is clear of all runways. Amsterdam Schiphol traffic, Bravo Lima Alpha X-ray, taxiing to runway 18 left.